Hi friends, welcome back to Azure Content YouTube channel. This is part 13 in SQL Real-Time Scenarios playlist. In this video, we are going to learn how to calculate employee bonus distribution details based on the performance rating using case statements in SQL. So we will understand how the case statement work in SQL. So the requirement here is we have a table called employee table where we have details like employee ID, employee name, department in which the employee is working, and then salary of that employee, then performance rating, which depicts how the employee has worked throughout the year, and it starts with rating 1 up to 5. Okay, on scale of 1 to 5, the employee has been rated according to the performance and the joining date of the employee. Okay, now if you see, the requirement here is based on the performance rating of the employee, we have to calculate the bonus percentage that they are going to get for the year. So if the employee has performed very well and that employee stands on top by getting the performance rating of score 5, then the bonus percentage for that employee should be 20%. So the salary should be increased by the amount of 0.20 for that employee. And similarly, the table depicts how much bonus percentage that employee will get according to the performance rating. Okay, so based on this calculation, we have to create another table. So we will create this table called employee bonus table, where we will create bonus ID, and then employee ID should be coming from the employee table as a foreign key, and then bonus amount will be calculated on the fly when we execute the command, and bonus year will be passed as an input parameter in the stored procedure, because my requirement is to calculate the bonus percentage when I run that stored procedure. So suppose if I run the stored procedure for 2024, so it should give me all the details for all the employees according to their performance rating. It should give the bonus amount for the year 2024. So suppose next year if I want to run for 2025, it should automatically calculate the bonus percentage and the bonus amount, and it should insert into the table, and then the process date on which I am running this query, that needs to be inserted in the table. So I have not already created this table because there are few concepts which we will learn on the fly when we will create this table. This employee table is already created. I will show you it in my SQL server. So here you can see I have already created employees table and inserted few records in that. So we have 10 records in total in my employee table. Okay, so that's what I have already executed to see the content in the employees table. Now I want to create employees bonus table. Okay, so let's write a create table script. Create table, then schema dot. If you do not give any schema, then it will by default take DBO as the schema. So DBO dot employees bonus table. Okay, and we need to define the schema for this table. So the first column should be bonus ID. Okay, so bonus ID I will give as int. I need to store integer values, and it should be auto incremental fashion. So I don't need to explicitly give any value to this table. It should automatically insert the data for bonus ID. Okay, so for that I'll make it as a identity column. Okay, we have already talked about what is identity column. It is basically an incremental value will be inserted to this column automatically whenever we insert record for other columns. So I'll give seed as 1 and increment as 1. What this will do is it will start with 1 and it will increment with 1. So the first row will hold 1 and it will increment by 1 for the next consecutive rows. So if I would have started with 1000, then the first value would have been 1000 and it would have increased by 1, saying 1001, then 1002 and so on. If I increase the increment value to suppose 100, then the first value would be 1000, then next value would be 1100, then 1200 and so on. So you can define the seed and increment value according to your need. I'm defining it as 11, and I'll also make this as a primary key for this table. So bonus ID is the primary key for employee bonus table. And if you see In employees table, employee ID is the primary key. So this same column I need in my bonus table as well. You can see employee ID column. I need to take this column and this column should be same. Okay, so basically if I want to join these two columns, I can rely on this employee ID column because it is going to be a common column between these two tables. So for that, I can make it as a foreign key. So let me add employee ID int, and to define it as a foreign key at the end I will create a foreign key constraint. So foreign key, and on which column of this table we are going to create foreign key? It is employee ID, and it should create a reference. Okay, so foreign key and then column name references which table? It is employees table, and in employees table which column? We have to give it in the bracket. So it is again employee ID column. So let me paste it here. Okay, so this syntax will create a foreign key constraint on the table, and we can also check that constraint once we create the table in the database as well. Okay, so we will expand the table and see where the constraint lies. It will by default give an alphanumeric name to the foreign key. It is, so I'll show you that. So after employee ID, the next column we need is bonus amount, and maybe I'll create it as a decimal of 10,2. Okay, and then the next one is bonus year, and let me make it integer because it will just store the year in 4 digits. Okay, and then after bonus year we need the processed date. Okay, so let me create processed date. Now processed date should automatically get the current time when we execute the SQL query to insert any data into this table. So as soon as we execute the insert query, it should get the same time and store it in the processed date. So for that, we will create a default constraint. So first of all, let me give it as a date time data type, and then we need a default value for this, and we will write default to create the default constant, and to get the current date time we have something called get UTC date. Okay, so this is a function inbuilt in the SQL which will give you the current UTC date time. Okay, so whenever we insert any data into this table, it will get the same time and insert into this column. Okay, so we are okay to create this table now. So I executed it, and currently we don't have any record in the table. Let me select from the table. So we just have an empty table right now. So now just understand how this foreign key works. You can only insert those records in this foreign key column, which is employee ID column in this table is a foreign key, right? You can only insert those records which is already present in employee table, employee ID column. Okay, so what I mean is, so suppose I explicitly try to insert into this table, and then on which column we are going to perform insertion. On the first column we don't need to provide any value because it is an auto generated column. It will automatically assign 1 for the first row and 2 for second row and so on. Okay, and then employee ID, so we need to insert employee ID and bonus amount and then bonus year. Okay, and the process date should be automatically taking the current date time. Okay, and then values, and here let me give employee ID as 2 because 2 is present in the list of employees, employee ID in the employee table. Okay, so it should insert it, and then bonus amount, let me give say 8,000, and bonus year suppose 2023. So let me execute this. Okay, one row got affected. Let me select start from the table. So you can see bonus ID already automatically taken 1 because it is auto incremental identity column. And then employee ID, we have stated 2, so the insert was successful, and bonus amount, and then year, and then you can see process date, it automatically took the current date time. Now if I try to insert value where employee ID is not present in the employees table, so you can see 11 is not present as an employee ID in employees table. And if I try to run this insert script and try to insert a value in bonus table where the value is not present in the employee table for employee ID, let me see if it gets executed or not. So you can see it gave an error saying the insert statement conflicts with the foreign key constraint. So you can see the foreign key constraint name, which is automatically given by the SQL server, and it conflicts between these two tables. Okay, so that's what it says. It is having a foreign key constraint violation. Okay, so that's why we cannot insert anything which is not present in the employees table. So that's how foreign key works. It is tightly binded with the employees table, which is having employee ID as the primary key. So only the primary key of one table can be created as a foreign key for another table. So that's how foreign key works, and this is our requirement. We should not insert any value into the bonus table for any of the employee ID which is not present in the employees table. So we cannot give bonus to any employee which is not existing in the company, right? So that's why we have to create a foreign key constant. And now suppose if I give a correct value, say 10, and if I insert the data, it will successfully insert the data. And here you can see it gave 3 as the value because 2 is already taken when we ran the insert script for employee ID 11. Okay, so it will basically auto increment for each of the execution performed on this employee bonus table. So even if I delete everything from this bonus table, okay, everything is deleted, now the table is empty. Now if I re-execute it, will it give 1 for bonus ID or will it give 4, because it was already having 1 and 3 value which was already there and then we deleted it. So let's see. Okay, 1 row got affected now. Now you can see the bonus ID is 4. Even though we truncated the table and reinserted the data, the bonus ID which was having identity column has not reset the value. Okay, so either we can drop and recreate or we can reset the value for identity column. So for now I'm going to drop the table, drop table employee bonus, and I already have the create table script. So I will recreate the table using this script. Okay, and now the identity would have been reset. Okay, so right now there is no data. So once we insert something, we will see. Okay, so let's not go into that. Let's start creating the stored procedure to insert data automatically into this bonus table based on the performance rating of the employees. So we have the performance rating column in the employees table. Okay, so what we will do is we will try to use case statement in the stored procedure, and in that case statement we will declare when the performance rating is 5, give the bonus of 20%. So the bonus salary will be salary into 0.2. Okay, so that's what we have to write. And then in the else we have to write when the rating is 4, then give this percent, else when the rating is this, then give this percent. Okay, so that's how we have to frame the case statement. So let's start creating the procedure. Create procedure. Okay, dbo.usp underscore generate bonus amount. Okay, and what will be our input parameter? We just need to pass the year for which you need to generate the salary amount, the bonus amount based on the salary and performance rating for all the employees. So we just need to pass the bonus year. Okay, and that will be integer. So this is the input parameter that we are going to have. And as we know, The syntax to create the stored procedure is create procedure name as, then begin, end. Okay, inside this we have to write our query. So inside this, let me write, we just have to insert data into the bonus table. So for that, insert into the bonus table name. So for which columns we have to insert the data? As we discussed, employee ID column, and the bonus amount we have to insert, and bonus year also we have to insert. Okay, so what values we have to insert? So either we can give values here, or we can use select statement to insert the record. Okay, so to provide the value, I'm going to use select instead of values, because we don't have to give any hard-coded data. In values, we usually give the data which we already know, but when you have to dynamically get the data from some other table or from some function, then we can use select statement inside the insert script. So insert into table, select. So the first value will be for employee ID. So that will be coming from the employee ID column from employees table, right? So from employees table, we have to pass the employee ID column. Okay, so I'll write from at the end, because we have to get another column values as well. So now the bonus amount we have to calculate based on the performance rating from employees column. Okay, so for that we will write case statements. Okay, so first of all, case when performance rating, okay, performance rating equals to 5, then the salary will be salary into 0.2. Okay, this we will term as bonus amount. Okay, so don't get confused. We are writing case statement here, for which the syntax is case, and then you have to write the condition when performance rating equals to 5. If the condition matches, then what is the value that you want to assign for this particular column. So when this condition matches, then this is the value which we will store in this column. And similarly, when performance rating equals to 4, then what is the condition? Let me check. If it is 4, let me erase everything. So yeah, for 5 we have given 20% and multiplied it by 0.2. For 4 we have to multiply it by 0.15. Okay, so then salary into 0.15 will be the bonus amount. Similarly for 3 it is 0.1. When performance rating equals to 3, then salary into 0.1. For 2 it is 0.05. When performance rating equals to 2, then salary into 0.05 is the bonus amount. Now if you see, the last condition is 1 or below. It can be anything below 1 or 1. Okay, so it will be 0. So anything which doesn't match these criteria will go in the else part. So I will write else, it will be 0. Okay, right? If it is 1 or less, then it will be 0. So if it is not 5, 4, 3, 2, then either it is 1 or it is less than 1. So it will go into the else condition and it will give 0 as the bonus amount. So here you can see there is an error, because since we started the case statement, it has to end. Okay, so here before assigning it to the column, we have to end the case statement. So case when this is the criteria, then do this, and then as many criteria as you want, and then else is optional, and then give end, okay, as the column name. So this will give value to the bonus amount. And then the next one, we have to give value for the bonus year. So bonus year we have already taken as the input parameter. Same will be inserted into the table. Okay, so I'm going to use the input parameter value here. So this is the parameter I have copied as it is, including at the rate, because it will dynamically take it from the input that user is sending when you are running the query. Okay, so we are good to run this create procedure script. Before the procedure ends, I might want to print that the bonus amount has been calculated and inserted into bonus table for year. So here I will dynamically take the year which is given by the user. So for that I'm going to concatenate using cast because we are giving integer as the input. So here I am going to cast it as varchar. Okay, varchar say 4 because it is a year. Okay, so now let me run this create procedure script. So now let's try to run this script to create the procedure. Okay, so it is completed successfully. We have created the stored procedure, and now to run this stored procedure, let me execute the command using exec procedure, then procedure name, and then the input parameter is in integer, right? So let me give 2024 and let me run. Okay, so you can see 10 rows got affected, and it has also printed the line here, bonus amount has been calculated and inserted. I should have written inserted into bonus table for the year 2024. It is automatically taking the year which I have given as an input. Okay, so let me alter it as well because it has grammatical mistake of insert, so it is fine, but let me alter it. Yeah, so let me select the data from the employee bonus table. Okay, so here you can see 10 rows have already inserted for the year 2024, and these are the bonus amounts for these employee IDs. How do I see the employee salary? By joining these two tables, employee table and bonus table, I can see the salary. Okay, so on which column we can join? As we discussed, it can be joined on the employee ID column because it is a common column between the two tables. So let me write select star from employees join employee bonus table. So first of all, I need to give an alias for both the tables because it will have a common column. So I can give a dot the column name and then b dot the column name. Okay, so the column on which these two tables can be joined is employee ID. So a dot employee ID equals to b dot employee ID whenever this condition matches. So I need all the data. So you can see from this point till this point, this is the data from employee table, and it has matched all the rows. So it is giving 10 records. It is an inner join, so it is giving the exact matching rows. Okay, so employee ID is matching because we have inserted for all the employees present in the employee table, and from here to here it is the bonus table. So we are performing join, but there are some duplicate or unwanted rows because employee ID is same for both the tables. So we can remove that. So I just want to select only one employee ID maybe. And then I need to select the employee name. And then I might want salary and bonus amount. That's it. Okay. Salary and bonus amount. Okay, since these are not uh, duplicate columns between both the tables, we can directly use that column names, but only employee ID is the matching column which is having the same name in both the tables. So we need to explicitly give the table name or the alias for the table name, then dot column name. Okay, so let me execute it. So now you can see for this employee, this is the name and this is the salary and this is the bonus amount that they are going to get for the year 2024. So I might also want to print the bonus year. Okay, yeah. Okay, so for this year they got this bonus amount. Okay, and similarly you can just execute this stored procedure for next year and your job is done. You don't need to write this many code again to insert the data based on the performance rating. We don't need to calculate again the bonus amount. You can directly run this stored procedure in the next year. So that's how stored procedure works. It minimizes your manual effort. By just executing the stored procedure again and again, you can reuse the same query. So with this, we have understood how to use case statements and what is a foreign key, what is a default constraint, and I also wanted to show where the foreign key stays. So here in the table, I will have to go to the employee bonus table, and in the constant you can see this is the foreign key constant that has been created on the employee bonus table. Okay, so that's it for this video, guys. I hope you find this video helpful. Please hit on like button and please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done it yet. I'll give all the SQL scripts in the description of this video, and also please hit on like button and please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done it yet. Thank you.